Struggling to maintain steady blood sugar levels at night? You're not alone, and there might be some surprising habits that can help. Discover 6 simple nighttime routines designed to support overnight sugar control, ensuring you wake up feeling balanced and refreshed. Top 6 Bedtime habits for optimal blood sugar control. Number 1. Regular blood sugar monitoring before sleep. Our first habit is all about regular blood sugar monitoring before you head to sleep. Checking your blood glucose levels before bed. That's really a cornerstone of managing diabetes effectively. It might seem like a simple step, but it's vital. It gives you a quick snapshot of your sugar levels, helping you see how your dinner and evening activities have affected them. Think of it as your first line of defense against those nighttime ups and downs that can mess with your sleep and, of course, your morning readings. By making this a consistent habit, you're really giving yourself the power and the knowledge you need to keep things stable overnight. Now, for many people with diabetes, the ideal bedtime blood sugar range is generally between 80 and 180 mg/dl. But, and this is important, it's crucial to remember that this is just a general guideline. Your own healthcare provider is the one who will help you figure out a personal target range that's just right for your specific health needs, the type of diabetes you have, and your overall treatment plan. Knowing that individual target is absolutely key to making smart decisions before you turn in for the night. And here's something else. Consistently checking and logging those bedtime readings. It really helps both you and your healthcare team spot patterns over time. You might start to notice, for example, that certain foods or activities always seem to lead to higher or lower levels. This log doesn't have to be fancy. It could be a simple notebook, a dedicated app on your phone, or even a feature built into your glucose meter. The main thing is that accurate records are truly invaluable for understanding how your body uniquely responds and for making any needed tweaks to your diabetes care plan. So, what if your blood sugar reading before bed is outside your target range? Well, it's really important to know how to respond. For instance, if your reading is lower than your target, you might need a small carbohydrate snack to prevent hypoglycemia. That's low blood sugar, during the night. On the flip side, a higher reading might mean it's time to rethink your dinner choices, or perhaps your activity levels from the evening. The key is to always have a plan, one that you've discussed with your doctor, for these kinds of situations. And of course, there will be times when you might need to make adjustments to your medication schedule. This is especially true if you often find your bedtime readings are either too high or too low. If you're consistently seeing readings outside your target range, even when you're trying your best, or if you're just not sure how to make sense of your numbers, it's so important to talk to your healthcare provider. They're the ones who can help adjust your medication, your insulin, or your overall management strategy to better support your glucose control through the night. Number 2, strategic evening meal planning. All right, moving on to number 2, strategic evening meal planning. What you eat for your evening meal and when you eat it plays such a pivotal role in managing your blood sugar levels all through the night. The choices you make at dinner time can truly set you up for stable glucose readings, or they could contribute to those unwelcome spikes and dips while you're trying to sleep. So, strategic meal planning isn't just about the food itself. It's also very much about its timing and what it's made of. Eating dinner a bit earlier in the evening is a strategy that's generally recommended. If you can give your body plenty of time, ideally, we're talking 3 to 4 hours, to digest and process the carbohydrates from your meal before you hit the hay, that can significantly reduce the chances of having elevated blood sugar levels overnight. This extra time allows your insulin, whether it's the insulin your body produces or the medication you take, to work much more effectively. Now, what your dinner is actually made of is equally important. You want to aim for balanced meals. Think about including a moderate amount of complex carbohydrates, a good portion of lean protein, and a source of healthy fats. Those complex carbohydrates, you find them in things like whole grains, legumes, and vegetables, are digested more slowly. This leads to a more gradual rise in blood sugar compared to simple carbs, and protein and healthy fats. They also help slow down glucose absorption and help you feel full, which can prevent overeating. So, for example, a good sample dinner could be something like baked salmon, a serving of quinoa, and a generous portion of steamed green beans. Or how about a chicken stir-fry with brown rice and lots of colorful vegetables? Portion control is really key here. Using smaller plates or actually measuring your servings can help you manage your carbohydrate intake effectively and support those stable overnight glucose levels. And it's a good idea to avoid heavy, high-carb meals too close to when you're going to bed. Understanding how different foods personally impact your blood sugar levels is so crucial. Keeping a food diary right alongside your blood sugar log can be a fantastic way to help you identify which meal combinations really work best for you. By focusing on these balanced, well-timed evening meals, you're actively supporting your body in maintaining glucose stability while you sleep. And that leads to a healthier and much more energized morning. Number 3, beneficial bedtime snacks. Our third habit might sound a bit counterintuitive when you're managing blood sugar. Beneficial bedtime snacks. Yes, eating before bed. But the right kind of bedtime snack can actually be a really valuable tool for keeping things stable through the night. This is especially true for those who tend to experience nocturnal hypoglycemia, that's low blood sugar, while they're asleep. A carefully chosen snack can provide a nice, steady release of glucose, and that helps prevent those dangerous dips. So for individuals who often have those nighttime lows, or maybe their blood sugar reading is a bit on the lower side before bed, a small snack that has about 15 to 20 grams of carbohydrates could be really beneficial. This could be something simple like a small piece of fruit, a few whole grain crackers, or even a glass of milk. The idea here is to provide just enough glucose to see you through the night, but not so much that it causes a big spike. Here's an excellent snack option that actually does double duty by also promoting better sleep: a small handful of soaked almonds. Almonds are a good source of magnesium and tryptophan, and both of these can enhance your sleep quality by helping your body and mind relax. Plus, they provide healthy fats and protein, which are great for stabilizing blood sugar levels and satisfying hunger without causing a sharp rise in glucose. And a little tip: soaking them can make them easier to digest. Often, the real key to a beneficial bedtime snack is to combine a small amount of carbohydrate with a source of protein. This combination is clever because it helps slow down how quickly glucose is absorbed, giving you a more sustained release of energy. Some examples could be a tablespoon of peanut butter with a few celery sticks, a small serving of Greek yogurt, or maybe a hard-boiled egg with a whole wheat cracker. These types of options can help prevent both those overnight lows and those morning highs. Now, figuring out whether you actually need a bedtime snack and what kind would be best should really be guided by your evening blood sugar readings and any patterns you notice with nighttime lows. If your blood sugar before bed is already in a good range and you don't usually experience lows, then a snack might not even be necessary. It could potentially lead to higher morning readings. As always, it's best to discuss this with your healthcare provider or a registered dietitian. They can help tailor the advice specifically to your individual needs. Number 4, herbal teas and natural supplements. Let's move on to number 4, considering herbal teas and natural supplements. Incorporating certain herbal teas and natural supplements into your evening routine can actually offer some additional support for managing your blood sugar levels through the night. Now, it's important to say these are not a replacement for your medication or a healthy diet, but these natural remedies can certainly complement your overall diabetes management plan, as long as they're used thoughtfully and you're aware of their properties. Plus, many people find them a wonderfully soothing way to wind down before sleep. Chamomile tea is a really popular choice for a pre-bedtime drink, and for good reason. Beyond its well-known calming effects that can help you sleep better, chamomile also has anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. Some research even suggests that these properties might help in optimizing blood sugar levels and protecting against oxidative stress, which is something that's often elevated in people with diabetes. Enjoying a warm cup about an hour before bed can be a very relaxing ritual. Then there are fenugreek seeds, also known as methidana in Ayurvedic traditions. These have a long history of being used for their health benefits, and that includes blood sugar regulation. Fenugreek seeds are rich in soluble fiber, which can help slow down how quickly you absorb carbohydrates, and that in turn can reduce blood sugar spikes after meals. They also contain compounds that might even enhance insulin sensitivity. One way to prepare them is to soak a teaspoon of fenugreek seeds in water overnight and then drink the water in the morning. Or you could incorporate them into your evening routine, but it's best to do that as advised by a health practitioner. When you're exploring any herbal remedies, it's really important to approach them with knowledge and a bit of caution. Research into how effective many herbs are for diabetes is still ongoing, and the effects can really vary from person to person. For example, cinnamon has been studied for its potential to lower blood sugar, and some people like to include it in their evening tea or snack. Bitter melon is another traditional remedy that's believed to have hypoglycemic effects. However, it's crucial to remember that these shouldn't be seen as standalone treatments. And this is key. Always, always discuss the use of any herbal teas or natural supplements with your healthcare provider before you add them to your routine. This is especially important if you're taking medications for diabetes, as they can interact with your medications or have other effects on your body. Your doctor can give you advice on the appropriate timing and dosage, if any, and help make sure they're a safe addition to your management plan. Usually, preparation is quite simple, like steeping a tea or taking a measured supplement as directed. Number 5, evening exercise considerations. Next up, at number 5, we have evening exercise considerations. We all know physical activity is a vital part of managing diabetes. However, the timing and intensity of your exercise, especially when you do it in the evening, can significantly affect your overnight blood sugar levels. While regular exercise is generally great for improving insulin sensitivity and helping lower blood glucose, really vigorous or late-night workouts can sometimes lead to hypoglycemia, that's low blood sugar, during sleep for some people. So if you find that you're experiencing nighttime lows and you usually exercise in the evening, you might need to adjust your routine a bit. This doesn't mean you have to give up evening workouts completely, but you might need to modify the type of activity, how long you do it, or how intense it is. Monitoring your blood sugar before, during, and after exercise will give you really valuable clues about how it's impacting you. For those who use insulin, especially long-acting insulin, exercising close to bedtime might mean you need to proactively adjust your dosage to prevent that nocturnal hypoglycemia. Sometimes it's recommended to reduce the dose of long-acting insulin on days when you've had significant physical activity in the evening. This is a really critical adjustment, and it should always be made under the guidance of your healthcare provider. They can help you establish a safe protocol for this. Opting for more gentle evening exercises can be a fantastic way to support your blood sugar control without messing up your sleep or risking big drops in glucose. Think about activities like a leisurely walk after dinner, some gentle stretching, yoga, or Tai Chi. These can help with glucose uptake by your muscles and just generally improve your well-being. And they're much less likely to cause those drastic blood sugar fluctuations compared to high-intensity workouts. It's really crucial to monitor your blood glucose levels after any evening exercise and again before you go to bed, just to understand how your body is responding. If you notice a pattern of lower readings, you might need a carbohydrate-containing snack before sleep. Keeping a log of your exercise, what you're eating, and your blood sugar levels will be a big help for both you and your doctor in making informed decisions to fine-tune your evening routine for the best possible overnight glucose stability. Number 6, establishing consistent sleep routines. And finally, at number 6, we have establishing consistent sleep routines. You might be surprised at just how significant a role the quality and consistency of your sleep play in your body's ability to manage blood sugar effectively. Things like irregular sleep patterns, not getting enough sleep, or just poor sleep quality can really disrupt your body's hormonal balance, and that includes the hormones that regulate how your body processes glucose. So, establishing a consistent and relaxing sleep routine is truly a key habit for better blood sugar control, both overnight and in the morning. Creating a regular bedtime and wake-up time, yes, even on weekends, helps to regulate your body's internal clock, which you might know as the circadian rhythm. This consistency supports the predictable release of various hormones, like cortisol and growth hormone, which can influence your blood sugar. When your sleep schedule is all over the place, these hormonal rhythms can get thrown off, and that can potentially lead to imbalances in your glucose levels. Poor sleep also directly affects how well your body's insulin works. In fact, studies have shown that when you're sleep deprived, it can lead to decreased insulin sensitivity. That means your cells don't respond as effectively to insulin's signal to pull glucose out of your bloodstream. This can result in higher blood sugar levels, and you might particularly notice this in the morning. It can often make something called the dawn phenomenon even more pronounced. So, how can you improve your sleep hygiene? Well, try to create a relaxing pre-sleep ritual. This could be anything from taking a warm bath, reading a good book, listening to some calming music, or practicing a bit of meditation. Make your bedroom a real sanctuary for sleep. Keep it dark, quiet, and cool. It's also a good idea to avoid stimulants like caffeine and nicotine close to bedtime, and try to limit your exposure to blue light from electronic devices in the hour or two before you plan to sleep, as this can interfere with your body's melatonin production. It's also really important to manage any sleep disruptors that are common with diabetes, such as frequent urination or neuropathic pain. Be sure to discuss these issues with your healthcare provider, because managing them effectively can significantly improve your sleep quality. And here's a useful tip. Tracking your sleep patterns right alongside your morning blood sugar readings can really help you see the direct connection between how well you're sleeping and how balanced your glucose levels are when you wake up. Understanding the dawn phenomenon. Now, let's take a moment to talk about understanding the dawn phenomenon. Many people with diabetes notice that their blood sugar levels are higher in the morning, even if they were in a good range when they went to bed. This is often due to something called the dawn phenomenon. What happens is, between roughly 4 a.m. and 8 a.m., the body naturally releases a surge of hormones, including cortisol and growth hormone. These hormones tell the liver to produce more glucose to give you energy for the day ahead. In people who don't have diabetes, their insulin production just increases to manage this extra glucose. But for those with diabetes, the body might not produce enough insulin, or it might not use it effectively, and that leads to those higher morning readings. The good news is, the 6 bedtime habits we've just discussed can really help lessen this effect by promoting overall glucose stability. So, to wrap things up, implementing these 6 bedtime habits really creates a powerful strategy for achieving better overnight blood sugar management. By diligently monitoring your levels, eating strategically, choosing the right snacks, considering natural supplements, adjusting your exercise wisely, and establishing those consistent sleep routines, you can truly look forward to waking up with more stable and balanced glucose levels. So, the question for you is, which of these bedtime habits will you try to incorporate into your routine, maybe even starting tonight? We'd love for you to share your experiences or ask any questions you might have in the comments below. And hey, don't forget to subscribe for more diabetes management tips. Most importantly, always remember to consult your healthcare provider before making any significant changes to your diabetes care plan.